Let's talk about something that I think hits almost every single person learning English. It's this really frustrating paradox. You've put in the hours, you know the grammar, your vocabulary is actually pretty good.
Right. You can read.
Mm,
You understand.
exactly. But then the moment comes when you have to speak. Maybe it's a meeting, maybe you're just ordering a coffee, and it all just vanishes. Your voice gets
Oh,
shaky.
it's completely universal. And what's so interesting is that this feeling, this anxiety, it often has nothing to do with how good your English actually is.
So it's not a knowledge problem.
Not at all. Many people who feel nervous are, in reality, perfectly good communicators. The real problem is almost never the grammar. It's the fear of making a mistake. That's what changes your voice.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive is not about teaching you more grammar. We're skipping that.
Yeah, this isn't about long-term study.
We are looking for simple, immediate things you can do today to sound more confident. We're focusing completely on the how you speak, not how much you know.
And we're pulling all of these really powerful strategies from a great source, the Language Advice Channel, Everyday English.
They are fantastic at bridging that gap between what you learn in a book and what you actually need in a conversation.
They really are.
So if you find any of this useful, and I think you will, maybe take a moment right now to like and subscribe to Everyday English. It really helps other learners find this kind of specific, actionable advice.
And you won't miss their other content.
Okay, so let's start with the technical fixes, the low-hanging fruit. The first one is maybe the most powerful tip of all.
I agree.
You have to slow down.
This is such a big one
Hmm.
because so many learners think that speed equals fluency.
Right. If I talk fast, I sound like a native speaker.
Exactly. But it's usually the opposite. When you rush, you're actually signaling that you're nervous. You're afraid you're going to forget the next word, so you just try to get it all out at once.
I can see that. But I do worry that if I slow down too much, I might sound, I don't know, a bit simple or like I'm hesitating.
That's a really common fear. But it's about the difference between how you feel and how the listener hears you.
Okay.
The sources are really clear on this. A deliberate, measured pace doesn't sound hesitant. It sounds confident. It shows you're choosing your words.
So it's about being intentional.
Precisely. Think of it this way. A calm, senior professional speaks slowly. An anxious intern speaks really, really fast.
That's a great way to frame it. So what are the actual benefits then when I, take my foot off the gas?
There are three huge ones. First, you just make fewer mistakes. Your brain has time to catch up.
Makes sense.
Second, your pronunciation gets clear. You actually finish your words. And third, there's a cultural point, especially in the UK. Speaking slowly often sounds confident and very polite.
So the action here isn't just talk slower. It's more about using silence.
Yes, exactly. The practical tip is to take a small, intentional pause, a breath, before you start to speak. Don't feel like you have to jump in immediately.
That pause doesn't mean I don't know.
No, it means I'm thinking. It shows you're organizing your thoughts, which is what confident communicators do.
Okay, so if we fix the pace, the next thing has to be the structure of what we're saying. Tip number 2. Use full but simple sentences.
Right. This tackles the sentences that just kind of drift off.
Yeah, maybe, I think.
Those. The problem is that speech like that, even if the words are complex, just sounds really unsure.
But what if I'm talking about something technical? Won't simple sentences make me sound too basic?
It's not about dumbing down the idea. It's about simplifying the delivery.
Ah,
Confidence isn't about using 5 complex clauses in one sentence. It's about presenting one clear idea, finishing it, and then moving to the next.
so give us that contrast again, the hesitant way versus the confident way.
So the hesitant speaker might say something like, difficult problem, yes. Just 2 words. They're hoping you fill in the blanks. The confident speaker uses a full, simple sentence. I think this presents a significant challenge. Or, this is a possibility we should investigate. Simple English, delivered clearly, sounds way more powerful.
That leads perfectly into our next section on tactical phrasing. We have our speed, we have our structure. What about the very beginning of an interaction? Tip 3 is about starting with safe, confident openers.
These are such useful tools. They do 2 things at once. For the listener, they frame what you're about to say.
Okay.
But for you, the speaker, they are a little safety net. They buy you that crucial second or 2 of thinking time.
It's like your mouth is warming up while your brain gets the real sentence ready.
You got it. And native speakers use these all the time without even thinking.
Like what? What are we talking about?
Just the standard, comfortable phrases, I think, or for me, or in my opinion.
Simple stuff.
Very simple.
Oh,
But using them stops you from feeling rushed.
yeah.
You have a launch sequence, so that nervous spiral doesn't even start. You sound organized from the first word, even if you're still figuring out the rest.
Speaking of not having the full answer, let's jump to another tip that feels related. Tip 6, about honest strength. Because confidence isn't about pretending you know everything, is it?
Absolutely not. That's a sign of a really mature communicator. When you don't know something, the confident move isn't to bluff.
Or mumble your way through it.
Exactly. The confident move is to acknowledge it, but to do it professionally.
I do worry, though, that saying I don't know in a meeting just sounds weak. How do you phrase it without sounding like you're just guessing?
You manage expectations. So instead of, maybe, I'm not sure, you use professional frame.
Such as?
You could say, I'm not completely sure of the latest data, but based on what I know, or as far as I know, the current policy is.
I see. So you're being honest, but you're still in control.
Yes. And that kind of honesty, when you say it calmly, is seen as a strength. It's professional. It's not a weakness at all.
So we've done mechanics, we've done phrasing. Now let's get into what might be the hardest part for people, the psychology of it all.
The mindset, yeah.
And tip 4 is so important. Stop apologizing for your English.
Please. This is a habit that everyone needs to break right now. When you start with, sorry, my English is bad, you do two terrible things.
Okay, what are they?
First, you tell the listener to start looking for your mistakes. And second, you just kill your own confidence before you've even said anything meaningful.
And most of the time, the apology isn't even necessary. The person's English is fine.
In 90% of cases, it's perfectly fine.
So what's the alternative? If I do need a moment to think, what do I say instead of sorry?
You replace the apology with a firm transition. Instead of,
Oh.
sorry, wait, you say something that holds the space, like, let me explain this more clearly.
I like that.
Or, let me take a moment to formulate that thought precisely. You're just stating what you need professionally. You should never, ever feel sorry for learning. It's an act of courage.
Okay, let's talk about a physical change now. It's very subtle, but the impact is massive. Intonation. Tip 5 is about changing your voice pitch at the end of sentences.
This is huge. It really is. Intonation can betray insecurity like nothing else. A lot of learners, because of their native language, raise their voice at the end of a statement.
So it sounds like a question.
It sounds exactly like a question, which implies you're not sure, or you're looking for someone to agree with you.
So how can someone practice getting their pitch to drop? Is there a trick to it?
Think of it like a full stop, or a period, at the end of the sentence. The energy you have to go down,
Down.
calmly down,
Oh.
on the final word. If you say, I work in human resources, with that upward tone, it sounds like you're asking for permission.
Right.
But if you say, I work in human resources, and you let your voice just settle down on that last word, it's a firm, confident fact. It's a tiny change that makes all the difference.
It's amazing how much authority that one little vocal shift can create. Now for the last piece of the psychological puzzle. Tip 7. Stop talking about your fear.
This is tied so closely to the apology thing. When you announce, oh, I'm so nervous to speak right now, you just shift everyone's focus.
They stop listening to your idea.
And they start focusing on your anxiety. You've basically told them what to look for.
So you have to redirect your own focus.
You must. You have to commit to speaking the idea, not the fear. Confidence is directly tied to stopping that internal monologue about how worried you are, and definitely stopping the external announcement.
And before we wrap up, it's probably good to remind everyone that feeling nervous is normal.
Oh, it's totally normal, even for very advanced speakers who've been using English for decades.
So confidence isn't about waiting for the nervousness to disappear.
Not at all. Confidence is a skill. It's something you do. You practice delivering your message through the nervousness. It doesn't go away. You just get better at performing anyway.
Okay, so now that you have these 7 techniques, it's time to actually use them. We really want you to use the comment section or your own notes as a little training area. Write one short, confident sentence. Think about that slow pace, that simple structure, that firm intonation in your head as you write.
It could be a statement of intent. Something like, I will practice my confident speaking strategies every day this week. And imagine that full stop at the end.
Or you could target a situation. The first situation where I will apply these tips is during my weekly team update.
Writing it clearly is the first step to saying it clearly.
Absolutely. Make it full, simple, and confident.
And if this deep dive on confidence was helpful, you should definitely join us for the next one. We're going to be looking at English phrases that sound polite but confident in the UK.
Ooh, that's a good one. It'll give you some really great insight on how to sound natural and respectful, but without, losing your authority in a tricky cultural setting.
So to wrap it all up, just remember the three essentials from today. For instant confidence, you need clear, completed words.
A calm, deliberate pace.
And above all else, just consistent practice.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. We really hope these strategies give you that boost you need for your next conversation.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to Everyday English. They have so much more practical advice that can really change how you communicate.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.